What was that experience going from eat anything, drink all the soda, have all the beer to being goal oriented and measuring your food with a container system?
Yeah, there were a few times where I was like, you know what, I could really use a bacon cheeseburger with some fries and a shake. Like that's one of my go-tos. And but I fought those urges because I had a goal in mind. I put it in my face at all times. I was like, you know what, I'm going to accomplish this. I'm going to do great on this, and because I want to go skydiving, I want to go bungee jumping. But I can't do those things if I'm going to keep on reverting back to my bad habits.
Hey, everybody, welcome to this episode of the BODi Experience. I'm Carl Deichler, CEO of BODi, and this is a fun podcast. I think it's going to be very helpful to help people understand both the motivation of progress, the frustration or learning curve of what happens over the course of a program, and then how to navigate challenges and still maintain your objectives so that you achieve what we all want you to achieve. We want you to achieve your goals so you can lead a healthy, fulfilling life. So joining me right now is Jonathan Musick, who you might have known from a few months ago. We did a podcast, the BODi Experience, called The Ultimate 60-Day Challenge. And Jonathan was accepting the invitation to dig deeper and portion fix and incorporate Shakeology and the supplements that might help him with a very aggressive and significant weight loss goal. So bring on Jonathan Musick. Hey, Jonathan, how are you?
What's going on, Carl?
It's good to see you, man. Well, look, it's been we followed you for that ultimate 60-day challenge, and tell me what you achieved in those 60 days, and then we'll get into why we decided to extend it.
So within the 60 days, I think the first 30 days we got down to close to 30 pounds, and then after the next 30 days was like attack on another 20 to 23 pounds or something around there. And a lot happened where I wasn't able to do certain functions like hit a heavy bag for long periods of time, and now I'm able to do that. Definitely right after the 60 days, and yeah, there's a lot that happened that I personal victories for myself that I wasn't able to do that now I'm able to do.
Well, let's remind people of where you started. You've had a tough year. I want to talk about what led you to the this realization that you got to do something. Let's talk about the journey and talk about where you were at the start.
So at the start, I was 5'82". I was just super unhealthy, super just unable to do stuff. I mean, it hurt to walk to the gym, from my car to the gym door. Um, I just I just noticed that I needed a change. And what led me up to that point was, um, you know, I recently lost my mother the previous year, and I lost my brother and my father a few years back before that.
So emotionally, it's been brutal, and I'm so sorry for your loss. And so, how did that? So I suppose that your coping mechanism must have been food or something, right?
Yeah, food and just not wanting to do a lot of activities. Like I would work out and try to keep myself healthy, but I couldn't outpace the bad habits and eating out and eating too much and stuff like that.
So actually, I want to, if you're comfortable with it, I want to understand to get to 581 pounds takes work. Like that just doesn't happen to you. Can you describe what is a lifestyle that will get you to 581 pounds? What was consumption like? What were those behaviors?
Um, so it would be, you wake up in the morning, you don't eat anything, you go to work and you snack on um, things on the vending machine, not having a very good, healthy, dense breakfast. Then for lunch, it be takeout. It could be people, the office people buying pizza. There's always someone is always buying something, and you eating that kind of food, and then coming after going working out, coming home, and then hitting up certain fast food restaurants and ordering burgers, fries, pizza, whatever it might be, and just eating a large portion of that kind of stuff. And just being after that moment, just kind of being very sedentary. And yeah, you really can't out train a bad diet.
Of course, and I'm not asking that, by the way, with any judgment. I'm really trying to understand how what the habits, what that consumption must have been like. Meaning, like, is there soda all day? Is there alcohol involved? What again, to get to that close to 600 pounds, um, because the body doesn't really want that. So it has to be satisfying something either emotionally or physically, or setting off some gratification. But how much food would you have to eat in a day, and till how late? And what were you drinking? Were you drinking any water? Was it all sodas or diet sodas or beer or what?
So, I mean, it was a mix of stuff, from I mean, of course, I would drink water. I mean, you have to drink water. But I mean, I was drinking sodas, I was drinking energy drinks, I was drinking beers as well, some alcohol. The alcohol wasn't, there all the time, but definitely if there was a chance to drink, I definitely did. Um, and just took the opportunities to eat. I mean, I literally live not even 100 yards away from a fast food joint. It's literally right across the street. So definitely plenty of times over there, and about another 200 yards is another fast food joint. So didn't take me much to just hop in my car, go there. Like I said, I would still work out, and I would still like pursue my goals and trying to lose weight, but at the same time, my mindset too. I think that's the big thing, is your mindset on what you want to do and what you want to accomplish plays a big part, because at that current time, like my mindset was like, okay, I still need to work out, but I'm still hurting. Like, and food, you know, heals me. Feels like it heals me.
Yeah.
To so definitely there'd be moments where it's like, all right, I'm gonna eat healthy, I want to do this, and then I would have like a fond memory of my family or something, or like the holidays and stuff like that. Um, would be here, and I just wouldn't care.
Yeah. Well, here we are. We're in the middle of the holidays. Thanksgiving's behind us. Christmas is coming up. And, I'm not sure when people are going to see this. It might be after the new year, but nonetheless, you are in the middle of your process. So you decided to make a behavior change. Now we say decide, commit, succeed, which are three easy words to put together with punctuation.
Yeah.
Not easy to achieve, because, like you said, you're dealing with emotional stuff, some loneliness, and that gratification of your patterns, that were serving you. You were surviving on those patterns. Walk me through that first week or two when you started with the containers, the portion fix program, and the shakes and the workouts. What was that like? I really want to understand. Was it a no brainer, or was it a challenge? Did you go back and forth? I want the audience to understand how somebody at 581 pounds made a decision, and what that struggle or not looks like in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, no, so I've always dealt with weight loss, weight gain, and I actually used to be a trainer as well. So I always have this saying is like anything is easy to accomplish as long as you really want it. It maybe be difficult to do, but it's easy to do if you really want it. And I really wanted to change my life. I really wanted to lose weight because there's certain goals that I have and I want to accomplish. But at first I have to have this weight off. So for me, I was dedicated. I told myself, we're gonna do this. I'm not gonna fail, and give not just 100%. I'm gonna give 110%, and I'm gonna make sure whatever body instructed me to do that I'm gonna follow it to the T. And um, I mean, for me, it was just for me, it's no brainer because like I really wanted it. If you really wanted it, then it's going to happen.
So that first week, you normally, like you said, you wake up, no breakfast, and then you're snacking throughout the day. Somebody's got donuts, somebody's got pizza. And then, there you are that first week. You, you're eating out of these things, or you're planning your food out of these things. And a lot of people go, this is not going to satisfy me eating out of these little Tupperware things. What
That was
was your
my
re- what was your reaction? And you had to do the math, what we call the calorie or the portion calculator that you go through. What was your experience with food when you just started with these little things?
So when I first saw them, I was like, there's there's no way, like, this is gonna fill me up, but I was like, "I'm just gonna listen to him," and, at first, I was just like, "How am I going to, eat all all the cups and stuff like that?" Because I believe I had to have, like, 7 to 8 of the green, servings. I was like, "How am I gonna I can't carry 7 to 8 of these cups because I only have 2 of them. So how am I gonna do this?" And then I just like, "You know what? I can just separate my meals and use these as my measuring cups and my meal prep." And so I did that, and then once I did that, I noticed like, wow, this is actually a lot more food than I was expecting because it from looking at those cups and stuff, I was just like, there's no way this is gonna fill me up. So um then I started started having my meal prep and I felt full. I felt energized and I didn't feel like I needed to eat more after having the portion fix and stuff like that.
So your body and psychology did not rebel against you? I just wonder, was there like a detox period that you just wanted to put your fist through a wall? What was that experience going from eat anything, drink all the soda, have all the beer to being goal oriented and measuring your food with a container system?
So I mean, yeah, there were a few times where I was like, you know what, I could really use a, uh, uh, um, a bacon cheeseburger with some fries and a shake. Like that's one of my go-tos. And but I kind of felt, I fought those urges because I had a goal in mind. I put it in my face at all times. I was like, you know what, I'm going to accomplish this. I'm going to do great on this, and because I want to. I wanna go skydiving, I wanna go bungee jumping, but I can't do those things if I'm gonna keep on reverting back to my bad habits. And yeah, I mean, um, of course, I was like, "Yo, I could really use, like, some, Coca-Cola right now," but I was like, "You know what? Have myself my water, or have me some of the pre-workout, and, that should be good. I should be fine with that." And I just I kinda just made sure that I stuck to the plan.
Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so you're going through month 1 with Dig Deeper. Were you surprised at how fast the weight was coming off? Or, I don't know, maybe at 581 pounds, because the ratio is very different than if you were, 200 pounds. What was it? What was the experience of starting the program and getting on the scale every day?
So I forgot what how much I lost in my first week, but I know it was good large sum, and I was it that became like an addiction for itself. It was like, wow, okay, if I can do that, how much can I do next week? So I'll just say, all right, well, let's push it just a little bit harder this time, and let's see how much more I can lose. And then it started tacking on more and more, and I was just like, okay, heck yeah, let's. It just became more of an addiction for me, where I was like, okay, I lost this much. Let's push it just a little bit harder next week, and maybe we can lose more. And I just got excited.
Yeah. Did you feel, I'm just wondering physically,
Mhm.
did you feel better in the first 30 days or in the first few weeks? Like, was it a healthier feeling, or was it because with the body that's used to that much sugar and that many calories a day? That's in itself an addiction, and it's not easy to quit an addiction. So I wonder what your physical experience was. As good as the weight loss is, were you feeling healthy, or was it, did it feel almost like the opposite? Because that's the way a detox feels to me.
No, I mean, I felt healthier. Like once I started switching up my habits, my eating habits, like I felt more energized, more. I mean, I was waking up earlier. I was I wanted to go out and enjoy the sun. I wanted to go do activities and stuff like that. So I felt more energized. It just with the the bad habits and everything, like, I had energy, but it wasn't the same kind of energy. I mean, it's like, "Okay, I'll just lay down here and watch some TV or, whatever it might be, and, I'll get up and do this or that." But when I was changed my eating habits, it's like, "Okay, well, I gotta go hit the gym. I gotta go, go meal prep. Alright, cool. I gotta go meet this person. I wanna go for, like, just a little walk. I wanna," and I was more active, like, "Alright, let me throw my trash away. Let me clean the dishes and stuff like that."
Yeah, so you've got people, I guess, at the gym seeing you do a program called Dig Deeper with, and you got this guy Shaun T, who's in crazy good shape. Did anybody question your choice to do Dig Deeper? And at 581 pounds, were you just like, no, this is the one that I feel like doing, and I'm doing it?
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, Uh, like I said, I've been back and forth with my weight, and I used to, but before jumping on body, I would go to the gym by myself. So it really didn't matter what people looked at me and said about me. I was just like, I'm just doing this, and I just wanted to stick with it. And I mean, it was a little awkward to bring in an iPad and then post it up, and then have this guy, like yell at me like, "Let's go, one more, like breathe," and all this other stuff. And but other than that, it was yeah, like, I got over it, and yeah, I didn't really care what people I really don't care what people think or say about me, so
That's awesome. So you made it through that first 60-day challenge. Um, am I right? You lost maybe, I don't know, 53 pounds in that first 60 days?
yeah.
Okay. So then we said, hey, it's a 90-day program. Let's see what it's like to finish it. And for the finish, so that was 53 pounds. You finished with a total weight loss of 61 over the course of 90 days, but the weight loss slowed. Um, any thoughts on why it slowed, or is that just sort of naturally your body getting used to it, and you sort of got the easy weight off, and now you're going to gradually lose it? I mean, you still lost, looks like an additional 8 pounds in that third month, which is that's something to be proud of.
Right, yeah. No, I think it's a little mixture of first you know, got the difficult weight off first, or the easy weight off first. But I also think as well, I hurt my shoulder after the 60 days, so I wanted to make sure we took it slow, and I don't really injure it more, and
Yeah.
have any more problems with that.
Got it. So my understanding is that that injury might have come from pushing yourself a little too hard, or um, uh, I guess the lesson in there is You really got to trust the program, and you have to listen to your body. You can't overtrain your way into success.
Yes.
And I hope you're giving yourself a chance to heal. So what are you doing now past dig deeper in order to both heal but not give back the progress that you've made and hopefully continue progress?
So I just continue with the program, but I think we're on more yeah, so we're on the heavier side of like lifting a lot more heavier and fewer reps. So rather than lifting like super heavy, I just stuck with like moderate weight. Was still a challenge, still was sweating, still um I mean the results talk for itself, 8 pounds within a month. So that's something to be proud of. And I just took it I took it slower. I know I could have lifted heavier on the weights, but like I said, I didn't want to press it to the point where um, my shoulder would get hurt again. So I
Of
just took
course.
my time and did what I could. And if I felt something a little uncomfortable, I either modified or I just moved to the next exercise.
Have you recalculated your containers so that progresses with you as you make progress?
I haven't recalculated it, because we're still in, uh, I mean, we're still over 500 pounds. And so I believe once we get closer to, um, 400 to 300, between 300 to 400 pounds, maybe that would be a time to recalculate. Or, if I really don't see any progress coming off the scale, then, that's when, readjust.
Got it. Okay. So we're going into the holidays. Emotionally, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I have friends that are in my life and that are playing the role as like family members and stuff like that. I know that I really didn't have that previous years. I mean, I had a lot of followers that supported me and stuff, but not that one-on-one like, "Hey man, I love you. Hey brother," like, just none of that. So, I'm doing good now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, what do you think? Like, do you have an objective by a specific period of time? You said bungee jumping and skydiving. Uh, what do you need to do to get to be able to check those off your bucket list? Um, and so, what's the timeline to get there?
So it's gonna take some time. Skydiving, I believe you have to be between 250 to 280, and I believe bungee jumping, if I remember right, in some places are a little. You have to be a little bit less. Is around 280, I believe. So, um, but it matters on where you go because there's some places that you have to be like 230.
Yeah.
Um, so it's gonna take some time, probably within the next this next coming up year. I'll definitely be a lot closer to that. So
Awesome. Well, look, I hope we can check in with you again. What is your current weight now?
520.
Okay. So, what would you say we got? What would you say your objective is by the end of February? What do you think is a reasonable goal?
I'd probably be closer to 480.
All right, man. So I'm going to keep the pressure on you. I'm just going to try to help you stay accountable to it. On one hand, I hope you join the BODi Experience group so that maybe we can cheer you on within that group. It's just a place for people to support each other and do weekly challenges and stuff. At the same time, I hope we get a chance to check in with you at the end of February and see if you're in striking distance of that 480. Does that sound good?
Sounds good. Sounds great.
All right, Jonathan. Well, we're super proud of you and super inspired by your ability to work through what's got to be a difficult transition. And our hearts with you, and we're here to support you. Reach out if you need anything, but keep up the good work. And let's check in at the end of February.
All right, sounds great, Carl.
All right. So Jonathan continues with his incredible challenge. We're all inspired by him, and it just demonstrates that when you do make that decision, if your why is strong and you realize that the making the change and getting your health back and feeling healthy can be a better motivator than the desire for gratification from those ultra processed foods that are just doing so much damage throughout the world. And that's where lifestyle disease, that's where type 2 diabetes, heart disease, hypertension. Look, we don't all have to live till 100 years old to be quote unquote successful. But I would say that anybody who is um you work your whole life, and as you get into your 50s, 60s and 70s, you want to maintain or improve your own well-being so that you can enjoy them, not live in fear of getting hurt, not live in fear of breaking a hip. And that's going to require the discipline to be okay with discomfort, the discomfort of exercise. That's the way it is for me. It's not always a comfortable feeling. I don't love it, but I know what it's doing for me. So that 20, 30, 40 minutes is helping me enjoy another year, another 2 years, and hopefully then a decade of quality of life. That's what we want for Jonathan. That's what we want for you. And that's what the BODi Experience is about. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you on the next episode. And make sure you check it out for the end of February, when hopefully we're going to be celebrating Jonathan's wins. Thanks, everybody.